want this up here. Right there. So we still got one more shrub holding it all up, but I'm not going to cut that one down yet because it's got another tree kind of sitting on top of it, and that would be dangerous. So we're going to wait. We are going to go ahead and cut down this little clump. I really hope to get some better equipment, guys, so I can get y'all better videos. I'm still learning on these lives. As y'all can tell, we're having trouble not getting anything right. But we're just going to keep on pushing through, just like I've always done. I may not be good at anything, but I sure am going to figure it out. So here we go. Let's try this again. Try and get y'all at a better angle. This is a much smaller clump of trees, not nearly as intertangled. Much better. I previously said that I was going to cut all those trees down, but that one is a nut producing tree, so we may clean up around it. If we like it, we'll keep it. If not, I can always come back and cut it down. The one thing you cannot do is put a tree back very easy. So we're going to leave it there, and it'd be just easy, plenty easy, to cut it down later. It is a little bit of an inconvenient spot to brush hog, but I've been managing it all this time. All right, let's see. Let's get right here. One thing I do like about these lives, several things I don't like, and, you know, because I'm kind of learning as I go. The one thing that I do really like is the fact that I can just set up a camera and go, and then it posts. Y'all can go back and watch it later. The unfortunate thing is it's not edited content, so kind of, it's got its good and its bad, but it is what it is. Could have knocked those down, but I knew they were going to come right here at the camera. One thing about cutting trees that are all intertangled like this is that the trees, even when everything says that they should come this way, you'll have a set of vines holding them and pulling them a different direction. I wouldn't even attempt to do some of what I'm doing with unless I was working with the only reason I'm doing some of the things I'm doing is because they're such small, like shrub-like trees. They're not actual full-size trees. I would never do some of the things I'm doing with a full-size tree. Not a guess. Yeah, if I doing this, I would never do some of the things that I'm doing if I was cutting full-size trees. But with these small trees, I haven't really had an issue. It seems to be a lot faster. I mean, you just all the way around it. If it was a big tree, I'd get the excavator and clean the brush off the tree and things like that. So with these small trees, they're so intertangled together. Whoops. Oops. We're almost done. Getting there. See if we can get just a little bit closer. Adjust the camera right. Thank y'all for the likes. I really appreciate all of the help I can get. And I also appreciate everyone who's watching me obviously learn. Truly appreciate all the support. I've had a lot of people supporting me for the last 6 years. A lot of different things on this YouTube channel, and I truly, truly appreciate it. Come on, baby. It is definitely time to get this saw serviced. Y'all hear how much it's dying. I haven't had it serviced in a long time. I need to go get it serviced. It may even need a new carburetor. I mean, I use this saw so much. lot of times it's easier, it's better to just buy a new carburetor for a chainsaw than it is to try to rebuild your other carburetor. Like for some things I would rebuild it or clean it, but when it comes to these, it seems to be better just to buy a new carburetor. Yeah, I really think that the reason my chainsaw is acting up right now is because I am on a live video. Dead serious, guys. Every single time. I mean, filming, anytime I film, it's something always happens. But now that I've started doing these lives, it's like just everything. Everything. I don't know if I'm just not thinking as clearly because I'm not out here by myself. I feel like that people are watching, or what it is. I mean, it's just something about it. These things, just every little tiny thing will start to happen. Not sure what you would call it. Trying to get you all set halfway right. And then of course it doesn't help that you're on a hillside, and every time you move your camera, you gotta reset everything, re-level everything. Sure wish I made more money on these videos so I could afford to do more stuff, get better videos out. all the trees. I'm all knocked down. All but one that we may save. We will see. I'll take y'all up on the hill and see the difference. See what it looks like. We've got them knocked down. I haven't even been up on the hill. I mean, I just not cut them down. So we'll see just how they look. That chainsaw definitely needs something. All right, let's drive up here on this hill really quick. Take a look at what this looks like. Up here in just a second. Before we take a look at it, y'all want to see my new gimbal? This right here. That's my gimbal. Trying to keep everything straight with my dang hand. All right, there it is. See, you can start to see the view better down the hill. Of course, there's still all the trees on the creek, so you can't appreciate it quite as much as you would. I hope the service is good. If it's not, y'all please let me know in the comments. Y'all can see the one tree that I left behind there. That's going to make it a lot easier to clean up and maintain. I probably would have left the trees if they would have been a better tree. They were just old saplings and sweet gums, things like that. Y'all saw that I left a couple of them higher up. To me, it's easier to come back later and cut the stump down low when they're all tangled up together. Also, a lot of times if I'm digging the stump out, it gives me something to grab hold to when I'm trying to get it dug out. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off. Thank y'all so much for hanging in with me. I really appreciate all the help. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and share everything.